Hello everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Monica Formosa and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Bargara, which is in the White Bay region of Queensland, Australia. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, let me just say right now that I think you're amazing and I hope you're having a fabulous day. So today I am doing a fancy fold that was shown to me. Now I've lost all my names. It was shown to me and I did a little bit of searching, and Carolina Evans is where I have found the instructions for this, but she originally, I believe, was inspired by a card made by Debbie McGee. Okay, and this is the card that I want to show you. Carolina calls it just a pop-up card. I really don't have any other term for it, but this is how it is. You have two pieces of cardstock which has been scored and then glued down, and then it just folds flat to go into a card. My only issue is that when I made this one, I didn't have proper instructions or measurements, and I made it just a tiny bit too long. Now, if I can find, I had an envelope amongst all my stuff. I had an envelope to show you. It's just a little bit too tight to fit in the Stampin' Up envelopes or your normal postage envelope. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shorten this top bit, which will help. So for this one, I've used the layering. Oh my word! Artfully layered bundle. Could easily be a masculine card. There's a little bit of stamping on this top piece, just to give it a little bit of texture, and again on the label. But this was just done really quickly, so it's not the best. But the card I'm doing today will feature the Happiness Abounds bundle, as well as the DSP. Now I have all the measurements here that we're going to need. I'll just put that over to the side. We shouldn't need the stamp set and dies we'll need, but not anything else. So your cardstock base, I hope everyone can see that. Your cardstock base will measure 8 1/4 inches by 4 1/8, and you score at 1 1/2 and 2 1/2. For those that work in centimeters, it's 21 centimeters by 10 1/2 centimeters, and you score at 3 1/2 and 6. For the top pop-up piece, you will, which is this piece here, you will need a piece of cardstock measuring 6 1/2 by 3, and you score that at 5 and 6. And then for those that work in centimeters, 16 1/2 by 7, score at 12 1/2 and 15. Now, on top of that, you will need a little bit of DSP. These are the measurements for the DSP. This piece here is 1 1/4 inches by 3 7/8. This strip here is 3/4 by 3 7/8, and this piece behind is 5.5 by 7, 3 7/8. Okay, for those that prefer centimeters, here we go. The base is 14.5 by 10, and then you've got 2, but that doesn't look like 2 centimeters. I don't think that's right. Oh, it is. There you go. So that's 2 centimeters by 10. And then we've got 3 by 10. This piece under here is 3 by 10. Okay, so we will organize that. I think that's all we need. Oh no, we need a piece of basic white. Basic white for the back. I haven't got anything on here because it was from a prototype. So a piece of basic white on the back, which allows you to write any messages, and that measures 5.5 by 3 7/8. For metric people, 14.5 by 10. Okay, so that's all our pieces that we need. I have cut the DSP because I actually want to use, this is, now if I can get this all together. All right, so this is a sheet of 12 by 12 DSP from Happiness. What's that one called? Hues of Happiness. And I actually wanted to use these colors in here, so I've trimmed mine down, and we will cut that to cut the pieces that I want from there. So we will need that, but first of all we will cut our cardstock. When I find my trimmer, it's under everything here. Okay. Take all my sticky notes off, put that over that side because I will need that. Okay. So cardstock, 8.25 by 4 1/8, which is 4 1/8 is half of the A4 size sheet. For those of you in the US, I would just cut yours down the middle, or you can trim it back to 4 1/8 if you prefer. But that's 4 1/8 is half of ours, and we need to go 8.25. Okay, and then we need to score at, let me just put that out there, 1.5, 2.5, okay, so it's really, might be a bit tricky to see in the light, but this is 1.5, and then this is 1 inch, that size there. Okay, so we'll just, and that gives you your base. You might prefer to actually go this way. Okay, and for this, the pop-up piece, what are we doing for this one? 6.5 by 3. And we're going to score at 5. I hope you guys can see that. And then again at 6. and that will give you just a little bit to glue, and that's where it attaches to your card, so it'll go together like this. Now in my last card I actually did 2 different colors of cardstock, and you're more than welcome to do that, but I thought that I would do just something a little bit different today and use the same. I do have a plan for that top piece, so that's okay. Now DSP, we need a piece that's 5.5 by 3 7/8. So let's go 5.5 by 3 7/8. And now, because I kind of want my design to continue, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this part first, which is 3/4 of an inch. And then this one, because that will then go here. I need to trim the bottom of that. 3 7/8. Let's go. Three and 7/8, and then this one is 1 1/4. 1 1/4 by 3 7/8. All right, so that when you glue those down onto your cardstock, that will give you a continuation on the pattern. And I think that's all the DSP that I need for this one. So that's good. We won't need that anymore. So we will glue these down. If you have DSP with a pattern, just be aware when you're gluing that you're gluing it in the same direction. There we go. And that's our DSP. Okay, now for the pop-up piece, what I actually want to do is grab the dies, and in the dies there's this little feature piece. Now I'm going to actually run that through. I'll get my little mini and we'll run that through the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This guy lives beside me. All right. Oh, sorry guys, I'm wriggling around here. Okay. Oh, there's a few little pieces that have stayed in there, but we'll easily pop them out. Or if you if you prefer, you can definitely leave them in there. Now with this die, there are little bits that actually stay attached, and you can push them out to add a little bit of texture. All right, try and keep them scrape them off into my bin. So there we have that. Okay. Put this over here. Right. So now, so I went ahead to try and save a little bit of time. I went ahead and fussy cut some flowers. There are dies. These dies, there's this one and these three actually die cut out the flowers. And there are leaves here too that I believe will cut out the flowers from one of the sheets, possibly this top sheet here. All right, so these dies will cut out maybe not this one, maybe this one. Oh, it's upside down, duh. Anyway, you get the, but anyway, it does, trust me. So those dies will cut out that, but for today's video, I've gone and fussy cut some of the flowers, and we're going to somehow arrange these so they look pretty. Kind of like that. All right. You happy with that? I'm happy with that, except it's upside down. It's got to go this way. So I might just, but before we glue these on, I actually want to stamp a greeting. So they'll go on there like that. But before we do that, I want to stamp on a greeting from the stamp set, the coordinating stamp set. Something like best wishes, happy birthday, congratulations. Something that's going to fit across the bottom here, and I think best wishes might be my choice when I find it. And what we're going to do, I learnt this trick from the absolutely fabulous Cheryl Miller. Now I have a piece of quilter's plastic that I use, and I use that as a like a template. It's a little bit like the old Stamp-A-Majig. So I will put my stamp down, and I've got my foam mat underneath because we're using photopolymer stamps. I'm going to be using early Espresso ink. And we're going to stamp this onto the plastic. Okay, so it's stamped on the plastic. What we do then is we get our cardstock and we'll put it underneath the plastic and position it where we need to. Make sure it's nice and straight. And then we get one of our magnets and we secure our cardstock We take away the plastic, we will re-ink our stamp. And there you have it. Because you haven't moved your stamp, you're only moving your cardstock to where it needs to be, it will stamp in the spot where, directly underneath where it was on the plastic. Okay. And we don't need that anymore, so we're going to wipe that. And while I'm at it, I'll wipe my stamp. Close that, and now we can get my dimensionals, and we will add these. Had to crack a new sheet of dimensionals today. So, ooh, probably shouldn't have taken that off, but anyway. And of course, I can't remember how I had it, but anyway, something like that. I might just put these straight to the cardstock. I've only put glue right in the center so that if I want to add kind of like so, and we'll add, come on, this is just about empty. Now, okay, girls and boys, where do you think? Up here? Kind of like that spot, like that. So there we have it. Now, to glue this, if you're a little bit pedantic, you can use your grid paper and get it lined up perfectly, kinda. And if you're really pedantic, you can grab a pencil and you can mark it. Can we see those lines? Not at all. But this is where you put your glue, on the inside of those lines. My glue bottle really is nearly empty. Okay, so we're going to glue this down. Go right to the edge. Glue it down. So it goes right up to that edge. And this one, all right, now this is really, well, it's not tricky, but you just need to glue up to that first score mark. Anything else, then it's going to make a mess. All right, and then we fold that over and glue it just like that, and there you have it, and there's your fold. So that's what it looks like standing up, and it'll stand up. There probably should be a little bit of extra glue there on the top, but it will stand up like so. This will hold it up, stand it up, Now for the back, what I thought we would do is grab a couple of these stamps. Let me get a block. And I'm going to use Pool Party. And we will get a mat. Ooh. Because we're using photopolymer, I will get a mat and we will stamp in the corner. Do I go, maybe in this corner. It's going to be upside down, but anyway. It is upside down. Where's my chamois? And then we're going to glue this onto the back of the card. There we go. Oops. So that's there, and you can add your message. So that's that. And if you wanted to now, maybe a bit of bling. What do you think, everyone? A little bit of bling. I think it deserves a little bit of bling. Now, what am I using in this one? These are the Iridescent Rhinestones. That's what we're using. Love these. They just tend to pick up whatever colours that's in your project. Absolutely great. There we go. There you have it. Done. A little bit fiddly, but not overly so. And it's such a great fold. It goes flat. Do I have an envelope? I don't have an envelope. Bear with me. Let me grab an envelope. And we will put it these are the ones, oh no, I say these are the ones that have stuck. All right, so there's, and it folds down flat with plenty of room. I will show you the other one. It fitted, but it was quite snug. And getting it in and out with all these pieces on the front was a little bit tricky. So by just shortening this top bit, you've managed to get it to fit a lot better. So I hope you've enjoyed that, everyone. Thank you very much for sticking around, and I hope you will be inspired by what the guys are showing this month for Funfold May. I don't know whether whether Vicky has given it a title, but Funfolds this month for May, and I really happy that I was shown this one so I could show you guys. All right, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and hope to see you again next time. Bye for now.